Hello and welcome to another ASE Labs video review. I'm Aaron Schatz, Editor-in-Chief. Today we'll be looking at the Logitech G110 gaming keyboard. This is an update to the original G11 that Logitech released about 3 years ago. It's a worthy upgrade. This is review ID 9028, and you can check out this review and all our other reviews by going to www.ASELabs.Old. All the G-series keyboards from Logitech feature these G macro keys, shown here. This specific keyboard has 12 G keys with 3 settings, so you have a combination of 36 keys that can be set to anything you like. These are macros, so for instance if I hit M1 and it would choose a set of macros for M1, and if I hit MR for memorization and then blah 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 and hit the key, that's a quick macro. So you can set your macros that way, or you can actually go into the Logitech Profiler application and set them manually. In fact, the Profiler application is actually pretty nifty in that you can actually set it to delay certain keystrokes. So if you wanted to say, I want to push A for 1 second, wait 2 seconds, push Z, it could do stuff like that. So it's pretty intense what it can do. Over on the right side of the keyboard, right? That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right. We've got the volume rocker right here, the mute, and the media keys right here. These are all OS agnostic, so they'll work in Linux, Mac, Windows without any drivers. And we have the arrow keys here, and the insert, delete, end, home, page up, page down, and the command keys, basically, that most people probably don't even know what they do anymore, but they did serve a purpose in the past. You might not know, but the home and end keys are very useful to programmers. The home brings you to the beginning of the line, end brings you to the end of the line. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Moving to the top of the G110, you can see a couple of buttons right here. This one will turn on and off the backlight, which I'll show you in a little bit later. These two are unique to this keyboard. This one will turn off the sound to a headset, and this one will mute the microphone. Now, if you look right here, you see a headphone jack and a microphone jack. This keyboard has a USB sound card built into it, and I think that's a great feature, and I'll tell you why. Imagine having a headset that's not connected to your sound card. So now you can independently mute the headset and mute the mic, as opposed to muting every sound in the game. And I really hope that game manufacturers will actually use the concept of having an independent sound card specifically for voice chat. That would bring, console players over to PCs, because a lot of the console players think oh, the voice chat on PC is crap. But this kind of thing will make it great. And you can just mute it if you want, mute the mic, just like console players do. So, great. I think that's a great idea, and I'm really glad Logitech put this on the keyboard. It saves you having to, buy another peripheral for those USB sound cards. And it's built right in. And it probably cost Logitech very minimal to actually insert it, and it's a great idea. In addition to that, you have an extra USB 2.0 port. I'd like to see maybe 2 ports, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess, and it's Logitech's product. So it's not powered, so you can only stick in a mouse or something. You're not going to stick a removable hard drive and expect it to be powered. So, moving back on to the front part, you have the keyboard area. The keyboard is very good on this keyboard. The spacebar, you can click at any position, unlike the G19, which got stuck when you pushed it in these 2 end positions. So the keys are also concave, so that means your fingers will fit in there nicely. You can push 5 keys and they're all register in this area. So gamers, this is a gaming keyboard after all. Actually, the entire keyboard feels nice itself. I've been using this since I've gotten it, and it replaced the G15 that I originally had, and I still like the G15, but this is just overall a nicer keyboard. The last little switch you'll see is the rocker switch for playing games. When you have, you're playing a game, you flip that switch and it'll basically disable the Windows key and the menu key, which will stop it from sending a stroke to interrupt your gameplay. But most games actually do this automatically now, so this really isn't a needed feature, but it's just nice to have. The only thing about this is that it takes a lot to actually move it forward. Let me show you real quick. So if it's on a desk like this, see how the keyboard's moving a little bit to push it? Now if you do it really fast, it's better, but I think Logitech would have been a little bit better if they made the rocking action a little bit easier to do. That's pretty much one of the major things about this. The rubber feet on the bottom aren't big enough to do it, but generally the keyboard will be fine when you're clicking on it because you don't really move it around. And if you are, I think you're using it wrong. So I'm a Linux user, and I'm wondering, well, what keys work besides the regular media keys and the keyboard part? Actually, everything works except the backlighting. The macro keys work with the G110 with a patch applied to it. The backlighting is the only thing that really doesn't work well. In fact, it gets stuck on the original subdued blue backlighting that comes with the keyboard. I've asked Logitech and they said, no, you can't change it even on a Windows PC, it doesn't save. And that's really weird because the product literature says that this can save profiles, so I would assume wrong that it would save the backlighting, which it doesn't. So you would need a profile application running to send the backlighting color to it. And that's pretty unfortunate because I like red, I don't like blue. And when I'm using Linux, it's blue. Now to show you how the keyboard lights actually work, I have my trusty laptop here that suddenly appeared in the frame. And so let's see here, you have the Logitech key profiler, which I set for 3 different individual lights. So M1 I set to the blue. Let's see if I can see the blue. This is purple, and that's red. And you can set any color in between them. If I can show you here, custom color, and now see that? You basically get a choice of any color that uses red and blue. So red, blue, purple, that sort of stuff. The G110 actually has a full color palette. This only has red and blue, but it gets the job done if you want to change the colors. But like I said, you can't save the color. So once this comes unplugged and you put it into a new computer, it doesn't save that it was red, for instance. And the red's a really nice red too. So that's the only unfortunate part. If it saved the color that it had, this would be really awesome. But it doesn't. But still, if you run Windows or Mac, it's supported and you can change the colors as you want. So it's still pretty cool. All in all, the G110 is a good keyboard. It's a worthy replacement to the original G11. But if you do have the G11 or the original G15, you probably just want to keep what you have. It's not worth it, really. If you have another keyboard, though, and you do want to get a new gaming keyboard, the G110 is a definite thing to look at. I do suggest you go into a retail store to actually touch and feel the product yourself. Input devices are very important. They're very subjective. You have to be sure that you want to actually use the product that you buy, and the easiest way to do it is just to go into a store and try it for yourself. For ASE Labs, I'm Aaron Schatz, and thank you for watching. Please be sure to check out our YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe. Also check out www.ASELabs.com. Thank you again.